Hey guys, how's it going? It's Dazar here signing in. Hope you all doing well. Well, here, give you my instant reaction. Yankees lose 4-0 to the Tampa Bay Rays. Domingo Herman, not good. Second star of the season. Uh, hangs these two crappy pitches to Austin Meadows and Randy Arozarena. Leave the yard for home runs. Plus, the tough hop, tough break there off the glove, 2-run score. So not great. His first two starts have shown he's throwing a lot of pitches. You know, 3 innings of first start. Now today, barely gets out of the fourth inning. So has not been able to give this team length. If you're Aaron Boone, I think you have to. I guess you give him one more start, and based on that, I don't know what you do. You either, you got David Garcia down at the alternate site or Michael King. So I know it's still early, but I think you kind of get a little worried about this team going forward. And mind you, the offense, again did not show up today. Left runners on. Um, did not come through in clutch situations. So it's definitely frustrating. You want to make a statement here against the Tampa Bay Rays, who's owned us, going back to last year. So yeah, not good. Not a way you wanted to start. We're gonna see them for the next 17 more times this year. So hopefully they could turn, this team could turn it around. It's really, it's frustrating. Okay, it really is. We haven't won a series against Tampa Bay since July of 2019 back at the stadium. They took 3 out of 4. So I guess the positives that you look at today is the bullpen, pitched pretty well. Justin Wilson, Jonathan Loaizaga, Luis Sessa. Brett Gardner made a nice sliding catch in left field, and I still don't get how, I still don't process how fans want to know part of him. And he got to start over Clint Frazier today. Frazier, he's been struggling as of late. 0 for his last 17, 3 strikeouts yesterday. So yes, I think he definitely should have sat today. Then we'll see about tomorrow. Jordan Montgomery takes the mound. Hopefully he could stop the bleeding here. But then again, Jordan Montgomery could go out there, give us 7 innings, 1 run. But if the team doesn't score, it's not going to make much of a difference. Which by the way, Jacob DeGrom today, gives up only 1 run, but this team can't score for him. Mets lose 3-0, and yes, Tyler Wade was optioned to the alternate site. Will be part of the taxi squad, and Rougned Odor, who the Yankees traded for from Texas, was actually activated today. Was on the bench, and so we'll see how they're able to get him any sort of at bats. We all know that he could only play. He's only played second base throughout his career, and we don't know because the whole issue with Glaber at short and his shaky defense, which I'll get to a little bit later. We'll see how they move things around here. Jay Bruce looks lost up at the plate. Is obviously not a great first baseman. The way it's going right now, let's see how Jay Bruce sticks around once Luke Voigt comes back from the IL. So now, Aaron Judge, who missed the final game against Baltimore, and was not in the lineup yesterday, has concerns grew all over Yankee Twitter and everything, and rightfully so. Aaron Judge has not been able to stay on the field. The last three seasons, he's missed a lot of time, missed a lot of games, and it's frustrating because he's very talented. I think he drives this team. Top 5 player in all of baseball, as most people would agree. Always holding your breath with him and Stanton. And the only stat that worries you about those two is how many games they play. All right. So it seems like today he was back in the lineup. Looked like he took pretty good swings at pitches. So it seems like that left side, is feeling better. I know it was left side soreness. We all thought it could have been oblique. If it was an oblique, forget it. He's out 2 months. But again, hopefully, you can stay on the field, and you just hold your breath every time you're out there. With the track record that he has, and I've know it's been brought up this week about, oh, what do you do with him? Long-term contract extension. I mean, I think you can't really worry about that now. You got to worry about what happens in the present, and what happens in 2021. So, I really, no, that's a story for another day. And about, long-term contract or how much do you offer him. But yeah, and also something, Chris Carlin of ESPN Radio went on a rant, which I agree with most of the things that he said. But however, and I even tweeted this out, I thought he was out of his mind when he said the Yankees should have traded Aaron Judge a long time ago. And I told him I thought he was out of his mind. He said, no, I wasn't. And okay, so you trade him a long time ago. Okay, so let's just say if it was after 2017, he won Rookie of the Year. He hit 52 home runs, 100 plus RBIs, and should have been the American League MVP. Now, do you really trade him after that? No. I mean, Yankees made the right decision to stick with him. I mean, they could have traded him back in 15, him and Severino and Greg Bird for Cole Hamels. And, unfortunately, injuries are going to happen. And Aaron Judge has been injury prone, and that's a concern. That's an issue. So you just hope for the best, and hopefully he can stay on the field, because if he's on the field, he's going to produce. All right. So now let me get to the defense of Gleyber Torres. Gleyber Torres, we all know he came up as a shortstop through the minor leagues and all. He looked really well at second base. Didi Gregorius was at short. So then once Didi left and all last year and all, they said, you know what, we're gonna have Gleyber be our shortstop, which I thought, okay. I mean, before that, when I did see him at shortstop, he actually looked pretty well. But of course, it was only a small sample size, and the more you saw him, the more he got exposed. And in that game against Baltimore, the final game, the third game, I believe it was Wednesday, it showed. Made that huge error, which pretty much, yeah. I mean, the Yankees did come back, tie the game, and whatever, they ended up losing. And my opinion to all this is the Yankees. I don't think the Yankees will, however, go far into the playoffs with Gleyber Torres' shaky defense. He could. If he can't make that routine play, then that's an issue. We don't know what they're gonna do yet. If it's too early to do anything major, any type of major change here, but it's definitely a concern. Okay, they brought in Rougned Odor. Aaron Boone said Gio Urshela might get a couple of starts at shortstop and all, but it gets complicated here, because once Luke Voigt comes back and it's a whole big thing, because then DJ LeMahieu could play some first base, but then what do you do with Luke Voigt? So it's like a whole mess. So yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see how they do it, but and you know what? And Torres, he just needs to get better and just making the routine plays here. Okay, we know he's not gonna. We don't need him to be Omar Vizquel, but he's gotta make that the routine play that any average shortstop has to make. Okay, so that's an adjustment he has to make. He has to work on to get better. All right, guys. So yeah, not the start we wanted. I know every year it gets, as the years goes on, the more, the lesser games into the season, the more concerned we're getting here. This team has gone off to really bad starts over the years, but have turned it around. But the way this team has been performing, it's more of a concern. All right, guys. So, Jordan Montgomery goes for the Yankees tomorrow. Hopefully, gives a good performance. Hopefully, the bats will wake up. And so we'll be talking. And by the way, I was at the stadium Tuesday night. Garrett Cole was dealing. That's our ace right there. He looked great. 7 shutout innings, 13 strikeouts. He was dealing. He looked great. Aaron Judge had a pretty good game too, and it felt good being back at the stadium. Fans in the seats, so I expect that to get better. I mean, better as in Maybe allow maybe more fans instead of 20%. So so yeah, guys, we'll be talking real soon. Hope you'll stay safe out there. All right, Tazar signing off. The evil empire lives.